You were saying that you didn't like the fact that the Na'vi were wearing clothing. You thought that was
I thought there was way
far-fetched.
too much clothing.
Way too much.
And I thought, you know what? Bit of wind every now and then. Bit of wind.
Would have been nice.
On the nice ones, obviously.
In the world of conspiracies, the supernatural, and the downright spooky, there are only two men who you can trust. Denis Lynn and Roger O'Sullivan. Or as they prefer to be called, the Unexplained Legends.
The Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, is considered one of the most haunted theatres in the world. Many actors dream their whole lives of performing on its stage, and it appears some of them find it hard to leave. This week on Unexplained Legends, the ghosts of Drury Lane.
Welcome, listeners, to this week's episode of Unexplained Legends. I'm Roger O'Sullivan, and with me, as always,
Is Denis, post-Christmas anxiety, Len.
And together we are the Unexplained Legends.
Unexplained Legends.
Did you have a nice Christmas, Denis?
I had a lovely Christmas. I really did have a nice Christmas.
Yeah?
I only had a few family fracas, a few family fights,
Yep.
couple of storm outs. Turkey was ruined, but by and large, a pretty good Christmas. No, Roger, before I ask you, I just want to state, keep forgetting about old January, I do. That's one of my biggest downfalls.
You never really liked January, to be honest.
I never like January, and when it comes along, it comes in and it says, hey, Den, I'm going to kick you in the balls, and you're going to be depressed for a week. So I'm currently going through that.
When I walk into rooms that you're in now, I can honestly feel the air turning to ice.
I have a horrific energy. At the moment, it's horrific. Good. I can feel it. I actually can feel it. When you come in, it's like a bad fart. Like as in you come in and like not you personally, but I don't know.
Thank you.
I haven't been close enough to you to smell, but
yeah.
You come in and you like recoil because the energy is so bad. That post-Christmas energy.
I would usually talk at anyone or anything. I'd talk to the wall, but. I've even been toning it down a bit recently.
You haven't been able to face me. You've been leaving a lot quicker.
Yeah,
a lot quicker.
That time that I was talking to you from within that little boiler cubby.
Yeah, and it's roasting in there.
It's pretty.
And
hot.
also, what the hell is the mystery of the boiler? Why is it fucking hot when we never have the heating or the water on?
That is true. I think something might be going on there.
There is something going on there. That's a big boiler trying to fucking steal money off us.
You know, I think I told you this, but my girlfriend found out that there was a gas leak in her apartment. Just a small gas leak.
Just a small one. That's grand.
Just a small one. Nothing to explode about.
Just keep the door open.
Just a small one. And the first time she told me, it took me all my power to not say to her, "No, you don't."
When did you get that set of candles for her? Was that after you found out or before?
That would have actually just been a few days before it was found out. So, very, very odd timing there. But there was something I wanted to bring up to you about the old Christmas period.
Well, how was your Christmas period?
Oh, it's just, typical Norman Rockwell perfect Christmas, as it always is. Yeah.
Put it in a painting.
Got plenty of presents. Were they all the presents I asked for? Not really.
You get great gifts for Christmas. There are people ringing this house with that landline we have is off the hook until actually that's the wrong thing a telephone actually is. But it's not off the hook at all, or else people wouldn't be able to ring it. Doesn't matter. But November, December, people non-stop ringing here looking to get you gifts.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
My secret is it's the classic: treat him mean, keep him keen. That's it.
So you just treat your family terribly, you get good gifts at Christmas.
I keep all my family at arm's length, if not longer, and I treat them all like shit. And do you know what? In return, they get me an
You're
awful
better
lot
for
Lego.
it. You're better off for it.
Yeah. You could learn a thing or two.
I could learn a thing or two. There's me going home, fucking bringing gifts and doing all this stuff, and I still get storm outs.
Yeah.
Storm outs every day.
You gotta be careful.
You know what I love at Christmas? Sitting down and having breakfast and just being surrounded by tension. That
nice.
really settles me into the new year.
Oh, I forgot to tell you this. You'll love this. This is the one thing of the one Christmas thing I think you'll relate to is at Boxing Day. I woke up late.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
You've gone to Boxing Day now.
This was brought up.
You've said this a couple of times. I didn't bring it up the first time, but you've been saying Boxing Day a lot.
No, this was brought up back at home with the lads.
Oh, did you say Boxing Day in front of them?
I did.
Did you get eviscerated?
They said, oh, what gym are you going to? Fucking hell. decimated.
Boxing Day,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's
Saint
scandalous.
Saint Stephen's Day.
I said that to a friend of mine. I said, I'm going to like home on Stephen's Day. He said, no joke, not joking. Who the fuck is Stephen?
And do you know what? I bet he said it Steven.
You could hear it.
Yeah, you knew it. But on Stephen's Day, Boxing Day for UK listeners, do you know why I switched? It's because we now have more listeners in the UK than any other country.
They won't like that. The Irish people won't like that.
Hey, listen, lads, you got to catch up, right?
Won't like that.
Tell your friends, tell your moms, tell your enemies, right? But
Do you know what I like way better than priests? Vicars.
Oh, no, that's too far.
I love a good vicar.
That's too far.
Love a good vicar,
That's
I
too
do.
far. Unless it's of Dibley, I'm not interested. But on St. Stephen's Day, I woke up at midday, very late for me, and I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, the
day's gone.
Yeah, I thought this is so disappointing. Like I only have a few days every year to spend with my family, and I feel like I've wasted some of it now. So I get dressed as quickly as I can, and I rush over to my parents' house. I'm staying in my sister's house, which is like down the road from my parents' house, and I rush over. And I go, oh, geez, they're all going to be in there now in the sitting room, like around the fire, and I'm missing family time.
Yeah, playing Scalextrics.
I come in, the house is dead. I hear wind like whirling through the house, and all that's broken by is just the tapping of something in the sitting room. And I walk in, and I push the door back, and my dad is sat like spread across the sofa, tapping on a calculator. And I said, where is everyone? And he said, oh, they've all gone shopping or something. And then he goes, I was working out anyway. I think you owe me some money. I think that sums up Christmas.
Yeah, no, it does, yeah. It's all about taking. What are we doing this week?
This week, Dennis, we're doing a special, right?
Okay.
We're doing something I thought you'd really like.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this a joke I'd really like?
No.
Just like that time you got me cake and it wasn't really cake, it was just mud.
No.
Okay.
I think you'll like this, right? This is also a crossover episode, right? Now the other podcast doesn't know it's a crossover.
I was like, where are these people?
No. I was listening to a very good podcast, Uncanny.
Okay.
BBC podcast, Uncanny. We're obviously out on our own. We're like rogue, but
this isn't an attempt for you to switch sides, is it?
No,
this is just going to be an episode dedicated to how great they are, so you can be a presenter with them.
Listen, right? If somebody from BBC Sounds heard this and thought they sound young, hip, like
we sound like that.
yeah. We use special software to digitally make our voice sound younger.
I just remembered it'll be the previous episode to this, but some of the comments that were made in that pre-Christmas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ. But some of the software also inserts slang words every now and again. We're big BBC Sounds stans.
No, we are redonkulous.
Yeah. I'm a big Uncanny stan. That sounds like country, but
Breaker, just about to touch down on Uncanny Stand. No sign of hostiles, but there has been reports of BBC activity in the area.
I was listening to the Christmas special, and they reminded me that I hadn't heard for years, and that made me think, do you know what? We'll do an episode on that.
Well, what is it then?
It is The Ghosts of Drury Lane.
Drury
Lane. Yeah.
Drury. Oh,
yeah,
D-R-U-R-Y.
Yeah.
Drury Lane, that's famous.
It is. It's theatre, Dennis.
It's theatre.
A theatre.
A theatre?
Yeah.
Oh, so Drury Lane is a theatre?
Yeah, and guess what? I was there, believe it or not, I was there on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. Walked by, scoped the place out, and I even took a bit of footage that I will show you during the...
Did you hear any of it oohs or ahs or anything, no?
I did hear something, but I'll save that for the end because I think that it will really top it out. But it's a ghost one. I know you wanted more ghost ones, so New Year's present.
Kind of more looking for aliens, really. 2023. It's kind of more of an alien year.
You're rebranding, are you?
Yeah, I'm going in a different
2023, going UAP. Originally built in 1663. With its current iteration rebuilt in 1812, the Theatre Royal... Sorry, that's a burger from Burger King. The Theatre Royal...
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese?
The Theatre Royal of Drury Lane, more commonly simply known as Drury Lane, is one of England's oldest and most prestigious theatres. Many actors have spent their whole lives dreaming of performing on its stage, with only a lucky few ever managing to achieve this. However, some may have wanted this dream a little too much, and have spent not only their lives performing there, but their afterlives too.
Can I just say, are you smiling in a God, isn't this ridiculous what I'm saying way, or kind of like, well, actually, I think that's the only way you could possibly be smiling.
I was smiling like I'm on fire with this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
What did you
Yeah, you're just presenting that there are now ghosts that didn't get the part originally, have come back in protest, and are now performing there every night.
No, some of them. Well, I don't want to get in spoilers, but some of them achieved it. Yeah,
you're gonna have to interview the ghosts at some stage in this.
But I loved that bit. They wanted to spend their life. They dreamed of it.
What could be a bigger spoiler than saying that there's ghosts on the stage?
Okay, yeah, there are. Okay. And they spent their afterlives there too, Dennis. Right? You've ruined the floor.
What a pack of sad sacks. Is there nothing worse than drama students?
No,
you would come back and haunt the theatre.
The worst haunting to get.
Oh my God, they're probably back doing improv as ghosts.
Ooh, give me a place, a location.
And then, just fucking die, man.
Actually, you're right. These ghosts are like what happens when you take yes and too far.
Yeah.
They just won't stop.
Oh my God, just let it go.
But Dennis, right? The reason why so many of them, Dennis, have spent their afterlives there is because Drury Lane is also known as one of the most haunted theatres in the whole world.
Do you think that ghosts go to these places as kind of destinations? You know, like as a nursing home or a holiday destination, that when you die, like maybe you do it. Let's say you die, right, and you come back as a ghost. Mm-hmm. Where are you going to go? Like what? Besides this apartment, which you would definitely haunt until I left. But besides,
whoa. So I'm dead, but you're still living here.
Yeah, living here for a little bit. I'd obviously have to contact your family for rent arrears, but other than that, well, I'd be keeping your memory alive while I'd have be living here on my own in a nice apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but what I'm asking you is, you come back as a ghost. Mm-hmm. Where do you go? Where do you haunt? Because you've no real connection to anywhere. Like let's say but like as in you get killed by a car. You know, it's not like you got murdered in a theater. You just die. You die in natural causes really early, and unfortunately. Where do you haunt? Like, because you have to have a haunty place.
Yeah, that's true. You have to have a haunty
Where's your
place.
heart drawn to? Would you go to London or would you go back to Ireland?
Is there any room when you're ghosting? Is there any room for like having a holiday home?
Like you can go somewhere else?
You could ghost somewhere for a season.
I think you could, but I just think it would be humiliating getting on a plane or a boat as a ghost.
Haunting a plane?
Yeah, like you'd be on a Stena line or something on a little boat on a ferry, and then you'd appear and people go, oh my God, and you're like, no, I'm actually just on the boat.
I think haunting a plane is spooky.
It is spooky. And to be honest, if there was a ghost have they done ghosts on a plane?
This year, man.
Ghosts on a plane?
This year we're doing it. I have it in the list.
Well, oh, really?
Yeah. I'm glad I piqued your
interest. They'd probably charge you extra for that in Ryanair.
Oh. Fuck, we're on fire. I feel like Bantry would be a great place to haunt.
Bantry, very spooky place down in West Cork in the south of Ireland. Great place to haunt.
Outside of there, I feel like there's probably somewhere. There's somewhere really obvious here that I'm missing. What would you associate with me in London? Places.
Graveyards?
No, like
drinking in graveyards.
Asda,
Sainsbury's, Tesco.
Oh yeah, I'd be in the. I'd haunt the big Tesco.
You'd be in some weird like bakery.
Yes, possibly. Yeah. I'd haunt the bagel shop in Brick Lane.
Yeah, you would, because you wouldn't be able to eat them, and that would drive you insane.
That would drive me nuts. Or maybe I'd haunt some bubba tea shop.
Do you think that like being a ghost is the same as kind of being homeless? Like that you have your spots and like you kind of might fight for them?
I'd say, do you know what? Put a pin in that.
No, Roger, there's no way you have something on that.
First pin of the new year. New year.
Ghosts fighting each other for territory.
Maybe.
Is it coming up in this episode?
It might do.
There's no way.
No, because
can ghosts punch each other?
I'd say it depends,
Okay.
right? If it was two boxers haunting the same place, I'd say they could,
Yeah.
right? But if you're saying do ghosts settle their differences by punching?
Like if two ghosts walk up to each other and go chest to chest, do they just go through each other?
I'd say that there's a bit of resistance, but if you push hard enough, you would. Right? That's my expert take on that. I'll continue with the amazing prose I've written here, right? And this ties into what you've mentioned about can more than one ghost haunt somewhere at once? Because Denis, there are a number of entities which apparently call the theatre their home. Most famous of all being a figure known only as Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's not it. Most famous of all being a figure known as the Man in Grey. There have been hundreds of sightings of this figure throughout the years, and uncharacteristically for a ghost, he apparently only visits during the day. He appears dressed as an 18th century nobleman with a powdered wig beneath a tricorner hat, also wearing a cloak, riding boots, and a sword to complete his ensemble.
He's enough on, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Take him a while to get ready in the morning.
Jesus, man, fucking, I'm telling you, he's a stylish ghost.
T-shirt and jeans and shoes. That's what I'd be fucking haunting the place with.
If you think about it, right, a lot of ghosts, yeah, their top half might be like done up to the nines, but they just trail off into that ghost stream, like by the bottom. Like they're not even wearing Nikes or anything.
This sounds very Scooby-Doo as well. This episode or this story. It's
Do you think so?
That sounds like a Scooby-Doo character, and it would be within the theater's interest to keep this ghost alive, to keep, or well, whatever that term would be.
Yeah.
To keep him around. And so then in the end they figure out, this is actually just a guy doing it.
Well, my question for you, that's kind of based around that, even though I obviously think this ghost is real, right? I'm trying to figure out, do you think this ghost is a ghost of an actor who was dressed like this? Or the ghost of somebody who this is their everyday outfit?
Interesting. I would say my first thought, for some reason, just ghost channeling, it seems like he might have been someone who was either an audience member of the time, of that era, so his clothes are accurate and not an actor. But I feel like he might be like a patron of the arts. Like maybe he's a sponsor of the theatre.
Yeah.
And that's why he feels like he's in there.
A bit...
A bit what?
A bit artsy, Well, Denis, there are conflicting theories as to who this man might be, okay? After detailed investigation from the Society of Psychical Research, they suggest the spirit belongs to an actor from the 1800s named Arnold Woodruff. Now, to support this theory, they claim that if you ever encounter the entity, that if you merely say the phrase, "What ails thee, friend Arnold?" he'll simply pass you by and go on his way. Some theatre staff have also claimed that they've done this to him, and he's just disappeared.
Wait, what happens if you don't say anything to him?
He sticks around. He doesn't do anything massive, but he sticks
so
around.
if you've got work to do, you say, "What ails thee?"
Yeah.
And he pisses off.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see how that sounds a bit strange. Just in terms of like he just does nothing. He just goes away basically. It's like a magic words to get rid of him.
Well, he hangs around, There'd be some days I see you working in here and you'd rather I didn't come in and sit right next to you,
Yeah. It's because it's a one-seater coach.
Yeah, but I'm I'm entitled to that seat.
I just think it's nice sometimes when I'm here reading a book that I could be left without you sitting on the one-seater with me eating scrambled eggs.
Do you not think there's any chance you enjoy the book more when I'm asking you what's it about? What's on that page? What are you reading now?
And pawing the corners to get all that eggy residue off your hands.
Yeah.
So this guy is supposedly an actor.
Maybe. However, there is another theory which is far more chilling. A theory linking the ghost to a skeleton which was found within a walled-up passage in the theatre during a refurbishment in 1848. There is little known about this poor soul, besides the fact that he showed evidence of having been stabbed prior to his entombment.
Wow, then that's true.
That's true. That's 100% true.
There was a lad found in the walls.
That is 100% true.
Where is the skeleton now?
Good question. I'd say he was just buried.
If I found him in the walls, I'd be putting him out in a glass box, getting people in to see him.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you be charging?
Yes, of course I'd be charging. That's creepy, isn't it?
Well, when I got that, I thought I've got him. I thought
that. No, that's spooky. That's spooky. I'm sure the listeners at home. I have never seen this place, and if I haven't noticed it if I passed it. But I've definitely never seen the inside of it. But I can picture this place like perfectly, especially in the 1840s for some reason. Very spooky. Would not like to find a skeleton in my school. I may have mentioned this before, but in my school they found old lab equipment in the walls. But there was like liquids and stuff in it as well. And my school, being my school, was like, oh, look at all this stuff, ha ha ha. And then like quickly realised that they had no idea what the chemicals were. But it was really, really old stuff that they'd buried in the walls for some reason.
Why do you think they'd bury it in the walls?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea why they do it. And like it was like glass equipment and stuff like this. And it was completely plastered up.
Do you think it was just like a teacher left there who was just not quick enough tidying up at the end of a class as they're doing refurbishments?
Probably got sick of it.
Yeah.
Probably got sick of it, just threw them into the inside of the wall. That's probably what happened to Skeleton.
I think those types of entombments are like terrifying. You know?
I wouldn't. If it's probably different now because it's obviously not that close to 1840 anymore. Yeah. But if that skeleton was found around that time, there's no hope I'd be working in there. Like I wouldn't be hanging out in there at all.
No.
And it's actually silly because what I was actually thinking of there was the fact that it'd be haunted, not the fact that someone I probably work with has murdered that man.
You're just like, what? No way. There is there's like several haunting stories out there of people having like recurring nightmares of people coming out of their walls or like trying to scratch their way out of their walls, and then years later during refurbishments finding skeletons within the walls of houses and stuff.
The insides of walls are inherently scary.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking scary.
That's why I'm going to insulate my house like completely, like
with skeletons,
bead insulating and skeletons, horse skeletons.
Do you know what? That's what I want my last will and testament to be entombed within your walls.
That is fucking terrifying. I'm never doing that. The other one is that I have to take all the episodes of the podcast offline.
Oh, that's a really funny one. That's
horrific,
good. And it will be just as it's kicking off.
I have to go find and delete that. So where do you like? You're not a paranormal guy, but do you? It's spooky for you. Like, is this something you're believing in?
So I think theaters are spooky places.
No, they are. Yeah, the big curtains are very scary.
Yeah, they're big curtains, lots of small passageways,
dust everywhere, and cobwebs.
Yeah, and because they're specifically designed to trick you, to like as Guns N' Roses would say, to use your illusions.
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah, two. And then they have all these nooks and crannies. They have all these spaces where like you might be behind a curtain in a really dark space, and there's just a potential for a little grab on your shoulder or something like. I think they're very spooky.
It's definitely a place you could get caught talking to a ghost as well and not realize it.
Oh yeah.
You've got your headset on, you're waiting for some actors to come on, and then someone starts talking to you in a slightly weird 200-year-old accent, and you turn around, there's no one there, and then you start inquiring, and they're like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, backstage ready once front of house gives us clearance. Oh, hello, my fine fellow. Oh, fuck, I hate talking to actors. It's actually also a rare scenario that if somebody was talking to you like that and you found out they didn't exist, you'd go, oh, thank God, like one less conversation, one less annoying fucking person to talk to.
One less admin thing that I have to do tonight.
Yeah. So, to get back to the man in grey, right? Some claim that he is often seen, Denis. I think this is spooky. Walking from the fourth row in the upper circle to the rear gangway by the royal box, which is the exact location that the body was found, suggesting he either is the man who met his grisly end there, or perhaps even the person responsible for the death.
Who's now being punished to walk the underworld and live in this theatre.
Yeah, so this ties into something that maybe we've brought it up in an episode before, but it's something called, you tell me if it rings a bell, stone tape theory. Have you ever heard of this?
I think you've mentioned this before.
Okay.
I think you might have mentioned this in, what's the episode about the woman building the house? And it's all crazy.
Oh, that never got released.
Oh, really? It didn't?
I don't think it did.
No, it probably didn't then.
Are you talking about the Winchester Mansion?
Yeah.
you know what? We should redo that now.
Yeah, we should redo that.
Yeah.
But yes, I think you might have mentioned that.
Yeah. For anyone listening, going, oh, what's this like? What did they say in that episode? The episode was just shit, lads. Like
Yeah, it was
we
pretty boring.
We were just so tired that we fucked it up.
We shit the bed.
Yeah, so that's why that's not there. And to be honest, if we put it on Patreon, it would be an insult. Yeah. So, but we might redo that episode. But the stone tape theory. This is the idea that when traumatic events happen, or like events happen in certain places, that this is like a pseudo-scientific or like almost scientific understanding of ghosts, where the idea is that the like atoms, nearly the imprint of the traumatic event, gets stored within the area or within the like walls and stones. And the idea is that ghosts are actually just these stones projecting out these replayed events in a scientific manner that we don't fully understand due to our lack of knowledge of quantum mechanics. Which sounds pretty convincing, doesn't
Wow,
it? Yeah.
that is some sentence. You're going to be in serious trouble when we get our head around quantum mechanics, aren't you?
Well, I'm sure. I think that there might be another. There might by that stage be something else.
This is basically like, climate change for you, really, isn't it? Like, as in, you're happy now that we don't, like that you can cause all this damage now, conspiracy wise, and like it won't really matter to you if it's all disproven in 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I think
that sounded really bad. That sounded like I was denying climate change.
No.
I meant the damage that it will cause of us denying it now.
You meant that that if I convinced loads of people that quantum mechanics was like bunk or something, that I wouldn't give a damn about the fallout of that. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm glad that's a good characterization of it. So
yeah, I wouldn't really care that much. I wouldn't lose any sleep at night. I'd lose sleep at night thinking about these ghosts. I'll tell you though. So I just got reaction. What do you think of stone tape theory and like its explanation I've given you there?
I think it's really, really cool. I could definitely see something like that happen. As we were talking about today, you're talking about the Boson brain, if you can explain that.
Oh, the Bozeman brain.
Bozeman,
I think we might do a whole episode on that if I can get enough information on it. But it's basically the idea of if the universe goes on long enough, or if there's enough infinite universes, that in one of them, hypothetically, all of the atoms, like to construct a perfect human brain that's functioning, could just spontaneously happen to arise in the exact moment and create a spontaneous brain out of nowhere.
Yeah. So in the same sense, if that's capable of happening in a universe somewhere, then I guess that this stone tape theory is definitely capable of happening, right?
It's do you know what? I would say it's positively pedestrian in comparison. Like it's pretty much like.
What's that from? Is that from a show?
I think it's just from like old Victorian.
But it sounds like like a cat in like a 70s cartoon or something.
Welcome, children, to Jeffrield, the absurd cat. Jeffrield, what do you think about Mondays? Meow. I find them positively pedestrian. Tune in next week, children, for more of Jeffrield's opinions. And remember, support the war effort.
That's positively pedestrian, my friend.
Who's smoking a really long cigarette?
Yeah. I think what we're learning here is stone tape theory. Not that far fetched.
I don't think it's that far fetched. I mean, it's basically just holograms.
Yeah. And listen, fucking ABBA went on tour as holograms recently.
They're making a mint.
Yeah, Yamano's a hologram, isn't he now? Didn't he come back as one? You know who I'm talking about. His family died in a house fire.
What?
He's in the...
Roy Orbison?
Yeah, he's a hologram now.
God almighty. Yeah, he is a hologram.
They're all holograms, man. Do you know, I reckon actually we're very close to Bruce Springsteen going on tour as a hologram while he's still alive. And you can either go see him live, or you can go see on the same night, parallel, a hologram one that's half price.
I saw a video of Prince talking about Michael Jackson's Bad during the week. It's very funny. I never really listened to the first line, right? But it goes, your butt is mine. So that's what he says at the start, like, your butt is mine, or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, but it's definitely butt is mine is the thing. And Michael Jackson wanted Prince to play the part of that I think Wesley Snipes ended up playing in that video. And Prince says, like, you're not saying your butt is mine to me. And I'm definitely not saying your butt is mine to you. Your butt is mine.
The jury is out on whether seeing the man in grey is good luck or bad luck for an actor.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Are they due to come back in at any point?
Yeah, no. The jury, you wouldn't believe it, right? But there's 12 of them.
Yeah.
All men, very
real
angry,
pissed off.
very angry, and they're out there and they're saying, if there's just one chance that beyond reasonable doubt he might be a good omen, we shouldn't be convicting this ghost of bad omenship.
You could get a good 2.5 hours of black and white out of that.
12 men with the smell of violent death in their nostrils.
What's the matter with you guys?
So, however, Dennis, right, the man in grey is not the only spirit tied to a murder. As the ghost of one Charles Macklin. This kind of comes into the boxing thing you were talking about earlier. The ghost of one Charles Macklin, an actor who killed a fellow actor.
Why did you laugh?
I think you're about to find out. I'm sorry I laughed, but who killed a fellow actor, Thomas Hallam, in a fight over a wig.
A wig?
A wig can also often be seen backstage looking mournful.
Looking for his wig?
No. Listen, he's...
Wait, sorry. Before
I
I lay into this, when did this happen?
Years and years ago.
Yeah, but it's not like the 90s. Like it's
No.
100 years ago.
Yeah, 100.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Because that is a pathetic ghost looking for a wig.
No, he's mournful now. So he got his wig, but man, you know,
he's mournful. He got it because he killed the other fella.
Yeah.
How did that end? How did that happen? How did they kill him?
Good question. I think.
Good question. We'll chat to you next week.
No, I know how. I know. You wouldn't believe this. This is why I left it out. It's a bit gruesome. He smashed him through the eye with his cane.
Wow.
Jury's still out on whether or not this guy has a cane in the afterlife. Right?
Holy
Same
moly.
jury.
So this fella's just wandering around really sad that he smashed a guy's eye with a cane.
You went too far, man. Yeah.
Is he wearing the wig as a ghost?
Do you know what? I think...
he should wear it as a crown of shame.
Okay, yeah, I'm up for that. Yeah.
I mean, we can't decide it. I mean, we're definitely up for it, but I don't know if we can convince him to do it.
So I'll have a word with him, man. I'll see if we know any.
Do you think you'd ever get used? Like genuinely, do you ever think you get used to a ghost?
I know people that have that claim to have lived with ghosts, and obviously I believe that, and they
An odd statement.
Yeah, and they got used to it.
Yeah,
they lived on Collins Road in by UCC in Cork, and they had a ghost who used to when they moved in, right? You know, student house. Nothing in the student house, like in terms of plates and all that stuff. Like, you know, all cupboards bare, bar one cup. And
it said world's best ghost.
Yeah, it did. It said number one ghost. They were told by the outgoing students that cup is none of ours, right? It was here when we moved in, and it is the ghost's cup.
Okay,
right?
It's a big clue. It might be haunted.
Yeah, and they said, "Sorry, what's this now?" And they said, "Yeah, the ghost cup," and. I swear to God, they claimed, and I have no reason to believe this person was lying, that that cup would move itself around the house, independent of any...
sometimes it'd be in the cupboard, sometimes it'd be like half a cup of tea in it, sometimes it'd be in the sink, sometimes it'd be in the dishwasher.
They never used it.
Fucking all our cups are haunted.
they never... No, I'm telling you, they never used the cup because they were too afraid of the ghost, but the cup used to just find it... And I think the ghost name was something like Greg, and if they saw the cup somewhere like strange, like up on the TV or something, they'd say, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Greg!"
Greg never cleaned up after himself. I'm telling you now, if we had a haunted cup in this house and we were told not to touch it, there'd be one night I'd come home and I'd be drinking that cup, I'd be pissing into it and everything.
I'd come in and you'd go, fuck that, you know, that's only a bit of superstition, as I'm watching a mournful ghost appear from the
and we
wall.
would be haunted for the rest of our lives.
Oh my God, do you know what? It would be one of those scenarios as well that for some reason I'd end up being fine with it really quickly, and it would drive you up the walls, and you would be like, "We have to get somebody," and I go, "I don't think we need to get anyone."
I'd want the ghost out, like obviously.
I think I'd be fine with it. I could.
Depends, like unless he's doing stuff to you.
Nah, I could live with a ghost. To bring the mood back up there, Dennis. Right? Not all the
Was it down?
Yeah, well, you know, we were talking about a man being killed for his wig.
Ah, yes.
So not all the hauntings are so macabre, though. with the ghost of one Joseph Grimaldi, a clown from the 1800s, said to appear backstage and known for giving people a kick up the arse. That's true.
All right.
Or in some cases, even shoving actors while performing on stage, pushing them into better positions on the stage while performing.
But as a sneaky way of getting them into position, is it?
Yeah. So, like, you might be standing in a position that's actually not great for the scene, like lighting-wise or whatever, and all of a sudden you get a shove.
From Bobo. But what's the story? What's the story with him going around kicking people up the arse?
That's just a bit of fun.
You have a certain bit of responsibility as a clown. Your shoes are like 4 times as big as anyone else.
No, what happens is, it's the theatre, a lot of divas.
Yeah.
If somebody's acting a bit too diva,
And he comes.
He comes in, and Joe, what did our mothers used to say to us growing up? You deserve a kick up the arse if you're getting too big for your boots.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, he does it.
All right.
He takes charge, comes in, kicks them up the arse.
And full contact.
Full tilt, man. Some arses never recover.
This ghost isn't as scary, I have to say.
Well, I wanted to give you a bit of light in the shade.
This would be the difference between not being able to live with a ghost and living with a ghost. A ghost who is like pushing you, like not violently, but really annoyingly pushing you. Edging you. No.
Oh, sorry.
No, not edging
Egging you up.
Yeah. Egging you up is definitely not a fucking phrase either, man.
Geeing you up.
Yeah, geeing you up. Yeah, but just kind of pushing you and annoying you and stuff. That's actually the funniest haunting, is an annoying ghost.
You would go fucking mental if a ghost was kicking up the arse every day.
Oh my god, I'd be driven absolutely demented. You know what? You'd be let's say you'd be standing up having your cereal.
Yeah.
And you'd be just about to put the first spoon and kick up the arse and milk everywhere.
Rosie's ghost.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he'd come kick you up the arse. That's what would happen.
That's our friend Rosie, just in case anyone doesn't know, but he would be that ghost.
Yeah. So finally, Denis, right? Finally, the spectre of a music hall comedian called Dan Leno also resides in the building.
Sorry, did you say Dan O'Nino?
No, I didn't. I said Dan Leno.
Hi, kid. I'm Dan O'Nino.
Sorry.
Dan O'Nino.
Sorry, I thought you meant... What was he, Dan O'Nino? Was he a hippo?
Oh, Dan Nino.
I think he was, wasn't he?
What? Who? Dan
O'Nino.
Who's Dan O'Nino?
You just said it, Dan O'Nino.
Yeah, but I just mimicked you like a parrot. What's the story with that?
No, Dan O'Nino was like he used to sell something on television. Like
Really?
he was a cartoon hippo or something.
Dan
Dan O'Nino.
Are you just thinking of Danon? No?
No, there's definitely a
O'Nino.
lad called Dan O'Nino.
Okay, listen, for the next episode you start that out, okay?
Wait, I want to this has to go in, like as in you have to put the sound bite in.
Okay. Listeners, Denis is currently looking up his phone furiously, which is pretentiously
No
on
idea
the
how to
stand.
spell this.
But he also, for some reason, has a party popper, a discarded party popper we had, and he's wearing it as a thimble on his left thumb.
No, this is supposedly Dan O'Nino, but to be honest, I remember Dan O'Nino being a larger man than this. Well, look,
You didn't remember him being a man at all up until 2 seconds ago.
well, he's a dinosaur or something.
Well, I do remember him, Dan O'Nino.
Yeah, no, I don't think
That's him. That's the lad.
I don't. Are you sure? I thought
he
Dan
haunts-
O'Nino was a fat hippo.
No, he haunts the building, man.
He's like a bad pyro.
Dan O'Nino.
Or Spyro.
There is
What's that guy's name? Spyro.
There's a period of time in the mid 2000s that 3D artists were stealing a living with stuff like that. That guy was probably
no. This is the man. He's a dinosaur, right? But he's a bit weird.
That's Dan O'Nino for you, is it?
Big blue kind of fat belly. This fella is like
upgraded.
I don't know. He's meant to be updated, but he looks like he's part of Fall Out Boy or something.
No, do you know what he looks like? Did you ever see the show Reboot? Is that what it's called?
No, I haven't.
It's
Disaster for SEO though if you're ever searching that.
yeah. One of those fucking terrible 3D animation shows from the early 2000s. Like that Starship Troopers show, which is actually good, but the animation's
Oh,
crap.
and Beast Wars.
Oh man, I love Beast Wars.
Sorry.
Beast Wars is unreal.
I'd say it's safe to say we've completely gone off track. Where were we going?
We were talking about Dan Leno.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Dan Leno, the music hall comedian, right? He also resides in the building, supposedly appearing and causing trouble near the location of wherever his bronze bust is placed in the theatre.
I was just saying that he's a comedian, and again, what a sad sack that he can't just go off into the afterlife. He has to come back for another gig.
Yeah. No, a gig's a gig, man. But although Dan Leno is rarely seen in the flesh, or the spirit, as it may be, his presence can more often be detected by a phantom odour of his lavender cologne, which is often smelled around the theatre with no known source.
Except for that guy spraying lavender over there.
Do you know what I wanted to do? And I'm really kicking myself I didn't do it. I wanted to pop out at lunchtime today. Didn't get a chance to do it, right? Too busy just sitting down doing nothing.
Yeah.
I wanted to pop out and get lavender spray and have sprayed it during the episode and see if we could channel him now and trick you into smelling.
Can I shock
lavender?
you?
What?
I bought a bottle of lavender spray today.
Fuck! Are you serious?
Yeah. First time I've ever bought it.
What are the chances that... Give it a spray now, man.
Secondary, I broke my neck for some reason.
Give it a spray. Not into my eyes, right?
Here we go.
Give Dan Leno a fucking spray. Oh, that's nice.
What does that smell like? It doesn't really smell lavendery.
It smells like Dan Leno, man.
Dan Leno's ass.
I like that smell, man.
You're not meant to do that. You're like huffing.
I'm wafting it over to me because you got all of it. You got all of it.
That's sprayed like a fire extinguisher.
You did, yeah. Now you don't spray that on fire. I'll tell you. But to this day, Dennis, right, the hauntings of the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, remain unexplained.
I can't believe that.
What do you think? What do you make of that now?
I think it's my usual thing of kind of making fun of it because they're ghosts. But I actually believe that there might be ghosts in this place. But I am making fun of the actual ghosts in this, not the fact that it's paranormal activity. If you know what I mean. Like one guy is a comedian who has to come back for a gig. He's a music. Oh my god, I can taste that shit in my mouth now. The other guy stole a wig. And he's just, he want to get his wig back, and he killed the guy for it. Yeah. What did the first lad do? We don't even know what he did. He just walks around with a sword. Yeah. He might have killed someone in a wall, but we're not even sure. He was the best ghost. And then I think the other guys are two sad saps. But would I go to, my point is like, yeah, I'm making fun of these ghosts. Would I go down there now? Probably not.
No, you wouldn't, man. I'm telling you wouldn't. And
too scared.
Do you know what's even spookier, man? Do you know the video I was teasing at the start? Mm-hmm. I took a video of the Theatre Royale. It's fucking gone off my phone.
Gone.
It's genuinely gone off my phone. But that's proof that I was there.
Yeah, I can see that he was there. What do you think happened in the video? Has it been replaced by anything?
No, wait a minute. It's somebody giving somebody a kick up the arse.
Oh my god. No. Why does he have a big red nose?
That's pissed me off so much that... do you know what I did? Fucking, of course I did. I accidentally took it off my phone and put it on my laptop. Which is here. It's in front of me.
That's a handy coincidence.
Hang on. I'll have to pop it up because I really want to show you this, because otherwise I did some serious videography, like way more than was normal. You really don't like the smell of that lavender, do you, man? You look like, if you spray something on a cat. Oh. Even spookier, man.
It's gone off your laptop.
Video won't play.
Put it into handbrake there, and we'll come back in 25 minutes.
But listen, right? I brought you a bit of an old a ghosty one.
I have to say, right, I was having an internal heart attack post Christmas, and I really enjoyed this ghost story.
Oh, very good,
really enjoyed it.
So you really enjoyed it after Christmas? Got you back into it? Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. Well, when was the most recent sighting in this place? Like, is this up to you? You're grimacing. You're grimacing. That's a tell.
This is going on to this day, man.
Yeah, but when was the most recent one?
I would say the most recent one is my video not working.
Which doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's probably haunted and corrupted. Maybe we should head down to Drury. What do they, do they show everything down there?
Do you know what's on there at the moment?
What?
It's very spooky. Frozen the musical.
Okay, we could go on and see that.
That was going to be, that was the thing that I wanted to surprise you with at the end, is that if you go down there, all you hear is Frozen being played non-stop. Just the hits from Frozen.
I would love... There has to be a night down there where people dress up as ghosts, is there?
Oh, you can go on a ghost tour of it.
I'd imagine you could, but that's completely different to what I want to do.
Yeah, but the guy dresses up on the ghost tour.
He dresses up as a ghost in a sheet? Or dresses up as a...
As the guy, as the man in grey.
Oh, I think it'd be great if it was classic ghosts, everyone in sheets in the audience.
Do you know what, right? That classic ghost look... Did they ever appear as that? Or was that just us being insensitive of ghosts?
Well, I think in Scooby-Doo and a few of these other ones, which I really don't like Scooby-Doo,
Yeah.
but in a few of those, they will whip off the sheet and there'll be no ghost. There'll be nothing underneath and it's ghost.
And
Maybe not
there'll be a
Scooby-Doo
ghost.
because they're pussies and they don't have real ghosts for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason. Did they ever have a real ghost in Scooby-Doo? Those fucking
No, I
pussies.
think they do. They have one or two.
Oh, do they really?
But only as like one in the blue moon, you know?
Okay. But have they ever done sheets? I don't think so. One of my friends, we had a ghost party at one point in college, and we all dressed up, just took our sheets off our bed and just cut holes in it. But my friend didn't have a white one, he had a blue one. And he was too lazy to cut out the eyes and the nose and stuff, so he just cut a big circle.
Put his head through it.
Yeah. It was just his face coming out of it.
That's great.
And annoyingly, he was like the life of the party then, even though he was basically trying not to do it.
What a bastard. So, would you say on the ghosty ones we've done, where does this sit?
I think if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't want to break your heart here. Right? I don't want to break your heart. It's not the spookiest one we've heard.
Are you serious?
No, it's not the spookiest one. I mean, we've had Lego being thrown off foreheads.
Yeah.
Can you reference that episode?
Leaving America. I believe that was the Enfield haunting, wasn't it?
Enfield haunting, very spooky, really, really spooky. This one, just for me, I guess it's just because it's in a kind of in a professional setting, in a corporate setting, and because those last two ghosts sound like saps. I think it just takes it away. I don't think we'll ever encounter it, if I don't have to. Whereas Enfield, that could happen. If we lived in a theatre, I'd say, I don't want to hear anymore.
Bit spooky.
It's terrifying.
But here, you can go with your normal plan, which is to avoid the theatre at all costs.
Well, that's why they always set like horror movies in cabins in the woods. It's not because it's a scary place, it's because the audience feels safe that it's not happening in their own home.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So, given that we're at the end of the episode now, Dennis, I'd say this is our first true episode of the new year.
Yes, it is 2023.
Yeah.
The two boys, we're going to blow up this year.
This is going to be a big year, lads, right? And a few things that we gotta say to you. iTunes listeners, Dennis. iTunes listeners. Oh, sorry, it's not even called that anymore.
Apple Music, I
Apple
think.
Music. There we go. BBC Sounds.
It's actually probably not even called that. It's probably Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
or
it's something new now. We wouldn't know. But they're skyrocketing, right?
Nice. Go on, the Apple boys and girls.
They're going up, and non-binary people that listen to us. They're shooting up, man. But the reviews aren't.
Get off your horse
Yeah.
and drink your milk.
Yeah, so chuck us a few 5-star reviews.
You know what? There's a couple of cool fuckers now, right? They're listening to this, right? And they're going, fuck this, I'm turning this off now. You won't make me do anything. I'll tell you we will. I'll reach across and I'll pull the ears off you. If you don't give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
But you know what? There'll be a ghost giving you a kick up the arse.
They will. You get a big clown kick up the arse. Thanks very much for listening to our episode this week. I've been Denis Len. You can get me at Denis Len 3D. You can also follow us at Unexplained Legends on Instagram. You've been
Roger O'Sullivan, and you can find me at Roger O'Comedy. And also give us a subscribe on YouTube.
Oh, we're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
We don't have a URL on YouTube yet, but if you search us, subscribe to us, I think is it 100 subscribers, and then they'll let us name it. Something like that.
I think, something like that.
But yes, thanks very much for listening. Also, thanks to all our Patreon supporters as well. This is your general shout out for everyone. And exciting things coming in the new year. Big things happening. Big changes.
Big things happening. Watch this space. Love you. Bye. Spreading myself wide. You won't see any face action in it, but as far as I'm concerned, if they're going to pay, more fools them.
And is it on your personal Instagram page?
It's on our Patreon.
Oh, it's on our Patreon. Great.